Hello, Fringers. The following podcast may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. And welcome to Angel City Stories, where we play Identico, a cyberpunk role-playing game for all of you. And I'm looking over the computer. I see audio, I see video, and there we go. It's like Thanos' snap, except on Twitch. And somehow we all came back in the blip. So there you go. If you're watching WandaVision, it makes sense. Trust me. It probably makes more sense than WandaVision does right now. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We'll see.
You hush your mouth.
I love that show. Just for the record, I love that show.
Best damn show ever.
Yes.
We're in the golden age of television. That is true.
We really are. Okay, so joining us on this very special edition of the show here on the Saturday night, I'm just going to go in order, starting directly to my right from Gamer's Table and the GM of Resting Glitch Face. It's Eric playing cricket.
Hello.
Due North, also from the Gamers Table, the Star Wars Redemption podcast, and an early friend of the show. It's Michael playing Corvus.
Hello, governor.
Hello. To my northeast.
That's horrible.
The accents are only going to get better from here.
I'm just happy the character doesn't have that accent. I'm really happy that I went somewhere. I went a different direction with the character.
You haven't heard me start with the accents yet, so we'll just
it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
Wait till you hear Eric's.
Yep. To my northeast, another returning friend of the show, coming to us from the RPG Academy and playing our food truck maestro Flynn. It's Caleb G.
Howdy, cats and kittens.
Hello. And finally, he is our intrepid GM, and in fact has been once called out by our psychic friend Dionne Warwick. It's Alex, also known as Alex the Humanoid.
Hiya.
Hello.
I forgot about Dionne.
Yep.
She's wonderful.
She doesn't forget about you though. She's got a special place in your heart for you.
She does.
Dionne Warwick?
Yeah. She doesn't understand people who have the in their names, especially on Twitter. So I am the Mallo Man on Twitter. He is at Alex the Humanoid on Twitter.
That's right.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like that's what friends are for, like that. I didn't.
No, but we might be singing that by the end of this episode.
This isn't a karaoke show? What?
It's going to be a karaoke show.
That's how
a
it was
food show.
Caleb, that's how they sold it to me.
Yeah,
it might be slice of life anime by the end of this too. Who knows? Eric's starting to wonder what he got himself into. I'm just saying.
No, slice of life anime is my bag. So,
slice of life hentai is your bag.
specifically.
Coming soon to OnlyFans Identico.
Identico After Dark.
That's going to be the new specials. Keep
Angel City Stories Twilight.
Hey, Corvus. How you doing, buddy?
Did this just turn into Skinamax from the 90s?
Hold on. Let me hit the stream computer again so I can give us warble vision from the old pay-per-views and shit. Yeah.
Ding dong. Special delivery.
Yeah. I'm here to work on your internet.
Your internet tubes are broken. I'm here to fix them.
Oh, thank you.
If you are not familiar with the show or Identico, you can learn more about everything at www.playidentico.com. You can find the books, you can find the core rule book, you can find stickers, you can find everything you need to play the game right then and there. Caleb's Caleb's helping me with the merch pitch. Look at that.
Boom.
Yeah.
Look at all those stickers. Daggone.
Oh, there we go. See, look at this. It took me like 8 episodes to get the usual crew to hold up the book when we do the pitch. So
Hey,
there you go.
If you're really special, you get a signed copy.
Ooh,
Ooh,
100% COVID free. By the way, we still have a way to do that.
yeah.
We do.
No, wait. Are you saying you get COVID like for free, like it's an add-on?
No.
Okay.
We've dealt with
Okay.
enough of that as a society and a team.
I was gonna say that's a special offer right there.
Right. Just go to Florida. You'll get it for free. We just lost everybody watching in Florida with that joke.
I saw one person drop off, so we're good.
That's cool. That's cool.
Can we just lose Florida?
Well, we're trying to lose Florida and Texas, apparently, according to what's in the book. So, there you go.
Can you lose something if no one's looking for it?
That is actually pretty good. That's actually a good question.
This is such an offensive show.
Wow.
We're just killing our audience left and right.
We haven't even started playing yet.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you want to support the show, you can follow along here on Twitch. We love follows, subs, everything. You get the emotes, you get all the goodness from there. As well as if you're following along on YouTube afterwards or in podcast form, drop us a like, give us a review, help other fringers find the show. That's what we're here to do for all of us here, actually, is to try to spread the love for all the shows that are represented here today. So, do what you can, help us out. We love to do this. We love to interact with the community and everybody that is out there. So help us out any little way you can, because we love you. And with that, I think that is all the announcements I have. I think that's it. I believe it is. Yes, that's all the announcements I got on that one. So I'm going to turn it over to Alex, who's going to run us through the game tonight.
So, we start our lovely story today in the fall of 2099. And we rejoin the story with our friend Hades, who our normal crew knows as their friendly local neighborhood arms and armor dealer. And Hades has decided he's going to take a road trip up to Vancouver, British Columbia, to see an old friend.
And Hades is going to walk into one of the older spots in Vancouver where there happens to be this sort of ramshackle food truck with just neon lights all around it and coming down from the side of it. And he is wearing, a dark duster, some jeans, boots, a jaunty hat as well. As he sort of just kind of strolls and sidles up real calm, like up to the food truck.
What is the name of the food truck, Caleb?
Flap stacked grinders.
Nice.
I love it. And as
Flynn, you see a familiar face sidle up to the side of your food truck and glance at the menu.
well, now this is not quite the po' boys and the crawdads we had back home, but I suppose it'll do.
Shit. Look at this tall drink of motherfucking water. The hell are you doing up here?
Oh, I got a little hungry, I just, they don't make the food the same down there where I'm at.
I getcha. Well, give me a second here. Got a couple orders, and I'll take care of you. Sit tight, bud.
All right. And he walks off towards the side.
Yeah, there's like picnic benches and seating off to the side. Flynn is wearing kind of like work clothes, dark jeans, dark t-shirt. You can clearly see his cybernetic arms underneath. He does that. He's got like a long apron, but just around his waist and down. This food truck features mostly breakfast food and sandwiches, biscuits and gravy, really good coffee. And there's maybe 6 or 7 people waiting. So Flynn is knocking out a couple orders, making some sandwiches, making some pancakes. After like 10-15 minutes getting that taken care of, I will dish up a couple plates of pancakes with eggs, biscuits and gravy, toast, bacon, a couple cups of coffee, and I'll walk out and sit down next to Hades. Well, dig in, friend. It's been a while.
It truly has, my friend. It truly has. How are you holding up in here? It's much colder than what we usually used to.
Yeah. Well, that's why I work in here, dude. The griddle keeps it nice and hot. I don't worry about it, and being up here takes the other heat off my back as well, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I do. I mean, I heard a little bit about your latest escapades up here. That was some finally deserved work, if you ask me.
Well, thank you. I've been trying to play it cool recently. Definitely not going legit, but I'm much more selective about the jobs I take recently.
I mean, the working man don't always quite make enough money just doing it the honest way. We both know that now. Come on.
Yeah, the everything we saved up from some of those old jobs is starting to dry up, so needs must when the devil drives.
Ain't that the truth? What was the last one that we were running? Texas, right?
Fuck, Texas.
Yeah.
That was a shit show, but yeah.
And with that,
Oh, we're supposed to do the
we'll go back 3 years.
I'm trying to figure out if that was an exclamation or a statement or a proclamation.
It was everything for me not to go back. You know what? Fuck Texas. No,
And with that, we go back 3 years. Flynn, having done some jobs up in Vancouver, has come down to Seattle to, again, take the heat off. He's sitting in a dive bar down in the Georgetown neighborhood called the 9 Pound Hammer. Deep IPA in his hand. He sits and thinks to himself and thinks this might be the last money he has, this IPA he just purchased.
That was a dumb idea. What's wrong with me?
So, as you sit there drinking your IPA, Flynn, your glow begins to chime at you, saying that someone would like to begin a video chat. The blocked glow number.
Why not? I'll hit answer. Hello?
Hello? Is this Flynn?
Depends who's asking.
Well, so, my name's Peter. I got your number from Ivan, who got it from Christy, who got it from Nikolai, who I believe was the fixer on that job you did up in Vancouver.
Okay. And?
I have a proposition for you.
Well, I don't have much else going on right now. I'm listening.
So I heard you're pretty good at smash and grab.
I wouldn't say pretty good, but I haven't been caught yet.
I happen to have something I need grabbed. Can you put together a crew?
Well, give me some details, and we'll talk about price.
Not over the... Oh, mate. No, I'll give you this, though. It's 20 million souls.
I'm sorry, what? There was static on the line.
I said it's 20 million.
Ah. Okay. Sure. Where do you want to meet?
Put together your crew, and he texts you a comm code. He goes, pull me back there, and I'll arrange transport. Let me know what you need picked up, mate.
All right, boss. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. And with that, he disconnects.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna call that Fixer.
Nikolai. Yep.
I'm gonna give old Nikolai a ring.
Oi, Flynn. How are you, Dobrish?
Fine. You know some cat named Peter? I don't know if it's the bread or the name.
Oh, yeah. He was referred to me, Tovarish. Very much, yes.
You on the up and up?
I suppose that depends on what you mean.
Is he good for cash and a job?
Oh,
Cash
very much so.
being... How... You think he's good for cash in the amount that starts with an M and ends with illions? Plural?
He's got a big family. Yeah, he's good for it, man.
All right. Well, if you don't hear from me again, he wasn't good for it.
I'm sure you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, probably.
Call if you need anything. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Stay safe. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Okay, so I am going to walk out of the bar and kind of meander through the city a little bit, get to like a little bit more quiet, out of the way spot, back alley somewhere. And I'm going to call Hades.
Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop.
Well, now, this is interesting. How are you, sir?
What's up, dude? I am okay. Skating on the radar for a little bit, but
So you're broke then?
you know me too well.
I love you, my man.
You want to help me be unbroke?
Oh no,
got a
we
line
got
on
some work, hey?
Yeah, I don't know any details, but I got a shadowy call from someone with deep pockets. No details, but I think he's on the up and up.
Deep pockets. We don't know what we're getting into. Sounds like a good time to me.
He did reference a smash and grab.
How much smashing are we talking?
7 figures.
Oh, now we are talking the same language, sir.
So I'll drop him a little pin of where I am. You don't happen to be in the area, do you?
Oh, I can be.
All right. Well, make your way out, and we'll meet up.
I'm on my way.
Cool. Be safe.
Always.
So I'll give it a pause here, think for a second, scroll through my contact list. Nope. Dead. Still in jail. Asshole. Nope. Definitely an asshole. Moderate asshole. And I will call Cricket.
Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop.
All right. The vid opens up, and all you see is like the glow of my face as there's no light around me. Cricket gives you kind of a sideways smile as he's missing half the teeth on the left side of his face, and he's like, "Who is it?"
Cricket, it is Flynn. Do you remember me from a few years ago? Had that escort mission?
Oh yeah. How's that discharge? Is it, you still have it?
Nope. Got rid of that. I'm all good.
Those pills work then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Straight as an arrow. Straight as an arrow. Thank you. I owe you.
Okay. Yeah, you do. Okay. So what's happening?
Well, got a line on a job, and I think it's a profitable one. If you're free, I wouldn't mind an assist from you. It pays well.
Oh, you had me at hello.
Fair enough. And I will send my location information. If you could make your way out here quickly and safely.
Hold on a second. That's where you are?
Yeah.
And like 3 blocks away, you see a dumpster lid open and Cricket gets out.
We found Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, shit. Hey, buddy.
It's me. I'm out here. You see me?
I do. Stay there. Don't move. Stay there.
He like puts his hands on the outside of the.
Sit tight, bud. I got a few more friends coming, and then we will get to work. Okay?
Who else is coming?
Friend of mine named Hades. And well, I got to make another couple phone calls, but maybe someone else to back us up.
Is that the Creole guy?
You know Hades?
Yeah. I had to give him a cream once.
Yep. That's my boy Hades. Sounds exactly right.
Special order.
Yep, that's Hades. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be in
Sit
here.
tight, bud.
Yep.
Okay. Hang on. I gotta take a shower after that conversation. Jesus. And then I'll think for a second. I have no idea what we're getting into, but trying to cover my bases. I will make one more phone call to Corvus.
You have reached the voicemail of Corvus. Please leave a message.
Corvus, it's Flynn. I know you're screening your calls. Call me back. Hang up.
Moments later, your phone rings.
Hello?
You got a job for me?
Yes, I do. You feel like getting paid?
What's my stake?
A lot of money.
Oh, I thought he was going to say prime rib.
I'm not that quick on jokes, Mallo.
Boy, I got to ask twice. Where you at?
All right. I'll drop my location. Make your way up here, friend.
You're in town. It'll be a minute. It'll be a minute. Look for the truck. You just look for the truck.
You still driving that old piece of junk?
You shut your mouth. That's my home.
Are you seriously still living in that? It was falling apart last time.
Did I stutter? I said you shut your mouth. I'll be there directly.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Talking shit about my house. Click.
So Flynn hangs up the phone and goes to a nearby park bench. This was such a stupid idea. Why am I doing this?
The first one to arrive is Corvus, who, as you look at the park bench, you see him drive up, not in the old hoopty that he had, but in a rather large, modified, like wasteland transporter.
I would say if you're sitting on a bench, you feel the truck coming before you see it.
I grabbed the bench, like, what the fuck is going on?
And the truck kind of, you hear the truck kind of grind to a halt, and you actually hear like 2 gears get skipped as it slows down. It's like you hear the little yeah. And then there's the hiss of the air, the brakes. The door slides open, and out comes a rather beefy gentleman dressed in a long coat, some piecemeal armor, wearing what appears to be what you would call in our time a plague mask, but it's made out of basically waste and spare parts. Like it's two large gears for the eyes. The nose is made out of a number of pieces of pipe soldered and welded together. It's quite a sight. And he looks around and he walks over to the bench. Is it just us?
Nope. Got a couple more friends coming.
Like the upgrade?
One's already definitely better than the last one. That's for damn
I mean,
sure.
there's a lot more space inside. It's much bigger than that box truck I had.
I almost died in that box truck. I hope you set it on fucking fire.
Well, someone else set it on fire, but that's really not the point. It was my home. This is my home now. There's a lot more space inside. I got like a little lounge area. There's a workbench, lots of storage.
All right.
Safe as houses.
Cricket, as you were in your dumpster, you felt the truck go by and peek out to see Flynn talking to whoever just rattled your domicile like halfway down the alley.
Oh, I don't live in the trash can. That's just where I spent the night.
Your temporary domicile.
It's just a hangout, really.
It's his office space for today.
Yeah, it's free office space, of course.
It's just a place to chill,
Right.
relax from the day.
Quiet.
It's
No one
fun.
bothers me there.
That's right. All right. So yeah, Cricket actually gets out of the dumpster and now is like walking over to this gigantic truck. He's wearing like a rain slicker over one of those disposable OR gowns, and then combat boots, but he's wearing really short shorts. That's a really good looking truck there.
Yep, that's my home, son. Oh, damn.
Oh, sorry about that. I got
I mean, damn.
I got the poopies.
Oh no, you're wearing the poopies. Oh,
Well,
Cricket.
Kinda
Corvus.
Corvus.
no, you ain't got to shake my hand, son. You ain't got to shake it. Mm.
All right, I just pat him on the shoulder. Then. Okay, then. So are we riding in this?
We. And Corvus looks at Cricket and looks at the short shorts and says, "We, as in Flynn and I, we are going to ride in this. I will gladly strap you to the top."
How far are we going? Wouldn't be the first time I rode on the top of a truck.
It'd be far enough to air you out.
Hades, you were down in the Bay Area, coming back up from Angel City, so you hop one of the high-speed rails. About 90 minutes later, you meander into the park after coming in at Union Station and see the, menagerie that has assembled.
I walk up to these folks and I just kind of look at Flynn. I go, "And what in the hell do we have assembled here?"
Hi, Hades. How's your butt?
Very nice.
Wait, did you say Hades? And the mask comes up, and as the mask comes up, these two like giant caterpillar mustaches come down around either side of Corvus's mouth. Well, now, Hades, that name sounds familiar.
I may be known in certain parts of this country. I see that you are also a man of fine facial taste, though.
You got family in Orleans?
Of course I do.
That figures.
Yeah. They outside the Metroplex these days, though. Not too much for the corp life. And he looks over at truck and he goes, and I suppose, judging by this fine piece of machinery, you don't happen to have one either.
My work takes me a lot to the great outdoors. I spend a lot of time out there, and he glances out into a random direction and just points his finger.
And Cricket turns shoulder and looks exactly where he's pointing.
A man of
The waste,
freedom.
where a man can be free, not to answer no court, answering nobody except myself. That's the way I like it.
A man of fine tastes and freedom. You are a man of honor, my friend. And then I turn and I give Flynn that look like this is it. This is it. Okay. And then like it's just like a quick one while they're off looking at the sun, basically. Like I'm looking back at like this is it. Okay. All right.
And now that we are assembled, I will make a phone call.
While you're making the phone call, I'm looking at Corvus and I'm like, so show me around this fine piece of machinery. You know, I'm a little bit of a man of taste myself.
Well, so this here is a highly customized Xeno hauler. I bought it off of a young man who didn't really know what he had. I didn't pay much for it, and I've put a lot of my heart and soul into what you're going to see on the inside. So out here, and he starts kind of walking around the outside of the truck, and he's pointing at the large mounted guns. There's 4 guns mounted on the cab. And he walks around toward the back, and the conversation just kind of dies off. And you see him pointing upward and pointing at the side of the on the side of the truck is a piece of like mural artwork that is like it's color shifting, but it appears to be a let's see, what is it going to be? It is a mesa. It's a mesa scene, and the clouds are constantly shifting colors.
Nice.
Okay, so Flynn, you get Peter on. All right. So, are you ready? Got your team.
Ready as we'll ever be. Yeah, I got my team, boss. What are we doing?
How much are we transporting? Is it just you and personal gear? Do you have any vehicles, equipment, anything like that? ROVs?
Just a big ass truck.
Show me.
When you say that, Flynn leans around the corner and goes, I have a helicopter.
I'm sorry, what?
He leans around the corner to Flynn. He goes, I have a helicopter. I mean, just, if we need it.
I mean, technically, you could just land it right up on top of that.
This man
You
knows.
can just park it right on top here.
This man.
We can take it all together.
This man knows.
So you need a heavy cargo transport. All right.
Apparently, yes.
He sent you directions to a private airport about 20 miles south of where you are. He goes, my brother will pick you up there. Now, I have heard rumor that you are quite the budding amateur chef, Flynn.
Now, that is something I will easily agree to. Yes, sir.
Right. Well, I always like to break bread when we're discussing business. So anything you'd like to have the folks pick up at the store on your way down?
Is this little meet and greet going to be just my team and you, or do you have people with you?
We have people.
How many?
Like 20.
And what time of day is this?
Right now, it's late afternoon.
Cricket pulls your coat like on the side and just mouths the word vodka. Vodka.
Yeah, I will send you a shopping list.
All right. Well, get down there. My brother will pick you up in about 2 hours.
All right. We'll see you then.
And he checks off. So you send him a shopping list. What is on the list?
So what is on the shopping list? Definitely some vodka. I have got a smattering of fresh meats and cheeses, some different vegetables.
5-gallon bucket of flea and tick shampoo.
I feel like we can just drive through a car wash and like throw him on the top of the truck while we're on our way there.
It doesn't really fit in a car wash, though.
There's like the
it
big
takes the car wash
industrial
with it.
semis.
Yeah.
Fresh eggs.
I
some
paid for
fresh
the car
bread.
wash attachment, so I mean, it literally should, it should just wash itself. Little brushes come out of the side and run down the side. It's on the sheet.
And these guys wrote the book, so it's got to be real. Yeah, so eggs, bread, some fresh cheese, a couple different vegetables, a variety of meat, some lamb, some sausage, some veal. I'm specifically making the list very specific and very expensive products to see if he delivers.
Okay. All right. What do you do next?
All right, gang. Well, apparently we're gonna get picked up and taken there in style. So
No, we're already in style, Flynn. I mean,
Yeah, he gave you an airport location.
even more style, if that's okay. I will give Corvus the directions. I guess we're getting picked up at an airport in a couple hours, so let's go.
all right, everybody. And Corvus turns to it and he pulls out like a small handheld unit and he hits it and you hear a little bloop, and the side of the truck like slides open and drops down into a ramp and everybody on in, take a seat, get comfy. There's snacks in the fridge.
Ooh, snacks.
There is a full service bathroom for those of you that may need to wash short pants.
You got any extra clothes?
I may have some things that fit. You go get clean and I'll see what I can find. How about that?
Deal.
In fact, just if you could throw those clothes right into the incinerating recycler, just put them right in there. Unless there's something here that you need, but I don't think that's the case.
No, they're disposable. That's okay.
Very good, very good. Let's make that happen. Let's make sure that happens.
I can put on my work clothes.
Are they clean?
Ish. Cleaner than what I'm wearing.
We'll find you. We'll find you
At
something.
some
We'll
point-
find you something inside.
Yeah, at some point, Cricket's just going to come out in his killing pants after a shower, and it's just going to be an introduction to all of him, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Just checking.
Pretty much.
Hades just takes out a
So
flask and takes a small sip as he tries to settle in.
So
The
you,
inside of the truck is extremely comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
It's certainly, you can tell all of the gear inside, all of the furniture is all second, third hand, but it's been restored as much as it can be. Cushions have been restuffed with other things from the wasteland. There's lots of animal skins on the wall and mounted heads. There's a workbench on one side that's got a large, what looks like a very large railgun, like kind of propped up in it and in small parts and pieces.
Flynn's got a couple go bags with him, and I'll walk up into the truck, throw him in the back, sit down next to Hades. I apologize.
Oh, no, don't worry
What?
about it. It'll be fine. If this pays what you say it's going to pay, then it'll be fine. It's a temporary alliance of these fine gentlemen. We will assemble.
Fair enough. And I'll shout up to Corvus. All right, let's go.
Wait, you say symbol like them Avengers?
Yeah.
I watch those hollows once in a while. I see them on my broadcast here out in the waste once in a while. Them's good flicks.
You, judging by the quality of this carrier, you are clearly the Tony Stark of this group.
Who's that?
The smart one.
don't want to brag. I'm just going to get driving. Y'all get comfortable.
All right, I appreciate it now.
So you make your way down toward the airport. You can actually see as you get close that it looks like the airport is closed right now. Outside of one of the main loading gates, you do see a single person standing just against one of the fence posts, smoking a pipe. He's wearing a dark suit with a brown jacket, like overcoat, and he's wearing a bowler hat.
As we pull up, I lean out. Yeah, someone order.
You Flynn?
Probably. Are you some guy's brother?
Yeah, I'll play his brother.
The
And I'm
resemblance
Flynn.
is striking.
He goes, come on in. And with that, he slides the chain link gate to the side and waves your truck in toward the center of the airfield where they have parked a large orbital cargo hauler.
I lean over to Flynn as we're going in. I was like, he was the one that got all the looks, didn't he? Because he ain't big on brains, is he?
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
You see 3 more people kind of standing around the cargo hauler. One of them looks pretty young, and he's also wearing a suit, overcoat, black overcoat, bowler hat. And as he sees you drive up, they lower the ramp of the orbital cargo hauler, and he motions you up inside, and then very adeptly kind of starts doing, hand motions to Corvus to kind of like even him out and get him up into the ship.
Cricket, as you come out of the shower, there's a couple of sets of clothes laid out. They're in different states of wear. They're all used clothes, but they appear that they could be your size.
Oh, okay. He comes out with a sock on his junk, a la Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's no towels in there, or at least there's not. They're all wet.
And over his shoulder, Corvus like, just there's an air dry button on the wall. Just hit the air dry button. I swear,
he's air drying already.
Freaking little, present little burnt.
I used the electric razor in there too.
You're gonna
Okay,
want to
okay.
replace that one, I
No.
imagine.
It's a little clogged now.
I'll find another.
And he just starts putting on some clothes. Hey, these are really nice. I like these. They're a little big, but that's okay. I can cinch them up. I can tie them up in the front.
You look like $1 million there, Cricket. You look like $1 million, my man.
Thank you.
So am I just supposed to drive up on this? Drive up on this thing?
Yep. He's giving you hand motions and knows what he's doing.
All right.
So as you
Corvus.
get up, you see the rest of the crew kind of come down. They get to the tie down points on your hauler. They start.
Careful now. Careful.
Down.
Careful with it. Careful.
You go back, I'm assuming, and inspect their work.
Don't scratch that paint, boy. I'll take it out your hide.
The guy who greeted you at the fence, he comes up and he's dragging behind him a large trunk, and he goes, "Weapons in there."
All of them?
It's a sensor baffle, just in case. Put it in.
Fair enough. And it takes a good 10 minutes for Hades to unload all his weaponry into it.
They bring a second case.
Yep. I believe you're going to need a bigger boat.
He goes, "You see the size of this boat?"
Hades turns around and goes, "It is impressive."
Right. And so after you unload your weapons, they lead you toward the front of it and show you to some basically what are mesh seats with seat belts. This thing is not designed for passenger comfort.
Cricket is dressed exactly like Corvus, but just like a smaller version, like Enos from what's that movie called? Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay. He goes, "Have a seat. We're just waiting for clearance. May take a bit." I get you something to drink.
I believe my man over here was looking for some vodka earlier. As for myself, he takes out a flask and takes a hit. He's like, I'm fine.
You see a couple more people get on. One woman, one guy. The guy looks really, really young, maybe 17, but he's dressed exactly the same as the other guy. He's like, vodka? Yeah, no problem. And he walks over, opens up a little cabinet, brings out some plastic cups and a big handle of vodka. What's she looking for?
It's the top shelf stuff.
No.
Ain't nobody here asked for cups, boy.
He goes, the older one looks at you and he goes, you ever taken orbital before?
I mean, you're getting funny with me, son. I don't necessarily play that way. If you do, great. But I mean, I ain't done none of that orbital stuff.
He looks over at the woman. He goes, Mary Elizabeth, you might want to get them some bags. And she reaches into like a little cargo spot and pulls out some barf bags.
Corvus, just go with it.
I mean, that's fine. But sure. Let's take this crazy ride, right? I do got a stake, right? Flynn, I got a stake in this, right?
You got stakes.
No, I don't want stakes. I mean a stake, like souls. We're getting souls, right?
For vampires? We got stakes.
Find vampires.
I fucking hate you.
Yes, you're getting paid.
Thank you.
Cricket's vodka to fill up his antiseptic wipes containers.
Nice. So it takes
One
about
for me, 2 for you. 1 for me, 2 for you.
It takes about 90 minutes before they get clearance, and then you feel something start to tow the orbital into place. How much have each of you had to drink before they get it into launch position?
I have not had anything to drink.
Corvus has tipped up the handle probably 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
He does the classic, like he throws the handle over his forearm and
Nice.
Hades, how about you?
That's nice form.
He's just sipped here and there, nothing much.
Okay. You feel the orbital get pulled up into position in the launcher. And then you hear a voice come over the loudspeaker. Prepare for acceleration. Prepare for acceleration.
Prepare for Titanfall. As he
10,
looks over at Flynn, he goes,
9,
remember that last
8,
time we did this?
7.
You rolled all
6,
over yourself, man.
5, 4.
I ain't gonna like this, am I?
2.
Oh, just go with
You
it.
feel the electromagnetic rails that launch this thing bounce you basically up into the sky. You feel yourself pushed back into your seats as you fly up into the upper atmosphere.
Oh shit! It's like
Yep. And as you start to level off, you feel it level off, and then you hear, prepare for acceleration. Retro rocket in 5, 4, 3.
I'm not gonna like this
2,
either, am I?
And then you feel the rockets bite, and the ship shoot into the lower stratosphere up into outer space. All of you go ahead and make me stamina checks. Cricket, you're at a -4.
Okay.
Corvus, you're at a -2.
Okay.
I'm gonna check -4. So that's a -4 to my dice because I have a stamina of 0.
I have a.
So roll me a d20. Yep.
Okay.
That puts me at a -1 for my stamina. So hooray!
Okay.
Son of a bitch. Oh, that's not too bad. 18.
Okay. Cricket, what'd you get?
Corvus.
Sorry.
Corvus got poopies again.
What'd you get? I couldn't hear you.
I got it 0.
Okay. And Flynn?
Flynn's at a 21.
And Hades.
I'm at an 18.
Okay. So, for anybody that got under a 20, you kind of feel it bubble up in your stomach as you go through double acceleration, but you do not yerp all over the place. Cricket,
Uh-huh.
would you like to try to yerp in the bag, or are you just gonna?
I'm just gonna let it fly. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go hoop, hoop, and then I'm gonna put the bag up, and then I'll go, and I'll pull it down and I'll go, I got poo-poos! And then once it's done, then I put the bag to my mouth.
So by the time you yerp, you're in free fall because like it's the first acceleration kind of gets you set, and it's the second acceleration that really does you in. And when you hit free fall is when you finally yerp all over the place. And you see the crew that was there with the guy that picked you up, and they're all just kind of chuckling. They're just kind of like, like, you all right?
Feel better now. We're gonna need more vodka.
You need some water. Water.
I think you had enough.
Oh, and then Hades starts like wiping his glasses off and stuff like that, and just starts kind of doing one of these things, and
One of them hits a thing on their glow, and you hear like a vacuum system start sucking, and it starts pulling the globules of yerp up into a tube.
It bottles them.
oh,
Bottled Europe.
Cricket, hand me one of those wipe things that you were making earlier. That's
pulls
better than
one.
nothing else.
Mm-hmm. He
just-
pulled one of the out of the dispenser, and it smells just like 90 proof vodka.
Yeah, good enough. And he starts cleaning his face as he's going. Close enough.
Yeah. Cricket will take one and start wiping his chin off. Oh, sorry about that. Corvus.
You know what? You can keep
That's
those
why we-
clothes. You can keep anything you have put hands on that's mine. To an extent, you can keep it.
I touched that railgun.
Nope. I said to an extent.
Oh, that's pretty sweet looking.
It's a work in progress. I take pride in my work, and I've been tinkering with that for a while now.
About an hour and a half later, you hear the voice come over the loudspeaker again. Prepare for re-entry and deceleration. Prepare for re-entry and deceleration. Prepare for re-entry and deceleration.
Oh shit!
What does that mean?
That's when you feel the orbitals start to vibrate and shake. Are you still drinking vodka, Cricket?
Well, yeah, I thought it was over.
All right, go ahead and give me another stamina check.
Somebody get a tarp.
It's like you want to see Gallagher?
Just put him right inside the vacuum.
Yes, I will. I'll aim for the vacuum tube. All right, another am I still at a -4?
Probably only -2 now. There's not as much in your stomach.
Oh, sure, yeah. Now it's all dry heap too.
Oh, God.
So I got a 4. Oh no, wait, it's a -2, so 6. That sucks.
Okay, so yeah, you're dry heaving on the way down. Oh. After about 2 minutes of real bad vibration, it finally smooths out, and you feel yourself just kind of gliding down toward the ground. A few minutes later, you feel yourself touch ground. You hear things release, and then the air pressure equalize, and the back ramp opens. As the back ramp lands on the ground, the guy you were talking to earlier, Flynn, Peter, comes walking up the ramp. He goes, "And how was your trip?"
So I'll walk over and shake his hand. Messy.
And at that moment, Hades walks past and he goes, "I'm gonna need a shower before we can go any further, gentlemen." And he just keeps walking down the ramp.
You're gonna want to
We'll
spray.
take you to the guest house.
You're gonna want to spray that whole area back there. You're gonna just spray it down. Just to bring a hose in, spray it down.
So I'm gonna size up Peter now that I'm talking to him. What's he look like?
He's about 5'11". He's got black slicked back hair. Right now he's wearing like a button down shirt, nice slacks, ankle high boots, like fancy ankle high boot. He's wearing a black belt. He's got looks like a plasma pistol on his right hip.
And I'm gonna take a look around where we are.
It looks like desert. He goes,
Can I look at my glow real quick and like look at the map and actually see where we are?
yeah, it appears that you are just west of Houston.
Motherfucker.
At that point, Hades stops and turns around and puts on aviator shades, and he goes, "Did I just hear that correctly? We are in the heart of Texas."
Well, look
Apparently.
around you. I mean, the stars at night, they're big and bright.
I suppose so. And Hades' corp background, having worked with Flynn for a long time too, just kind of gives Flynn a look at like, okay, now I understand the price tag.
And yeah, I'll return Hades' look. Like a
Welcome to Texas,
let's
gentlemen.
watch.
Well,
All right.
off we go.
Did your boys go shopping for me?
Oh yes, I did. Now, did you want to stop by the guest house and freshen up first, or did you want to go straight to the kitchen?
Let them freshen up. I'll go cook. I'm feeling fine.
Sounds good, mate. He goes, everybody hop in, and you see they've got 3 ATVs that they've driven up to the back of what looks like a private landing field that's got out back of what looks like a ranch complex. You drive toward the main houses, and the ATVs stop near a small guest house. He goes, "That's for you while you're here."
Much obliged, my friend. Much obliged. And he'll get up and go walking inside. But and then as he steps, he turns around and goes, "About those chests, where they at?"
They're being unloaded right now.
Right. When I get out
I'll
the
have them
shower,
brought to the
I
house.
appreciate that. And he walks off.
And the ATVs. Go ahead.
Corvus is obsessively checking his glow every like 5 or 6 minutes, and anybody looking over his shoulder can see its sensor feeds from his truck.
They're just using a standard tower to pull it off the thing. They set it to the side. It appears to be in good shape. It survived the trip.
Just put a rib scratch on it. I'm gonna kick them a little, friggin'.
Cricket post to his social media. Deep in the heart of Texas, y'all.
Hashtag orbital Europe.
Exactly.
Okay, so Flynn, he takes you to the main house.
Europe's
The main
ahoy.
house appears to be set out in like a square shape with an internal courtyard. He leads you through one side of the house completely out into the internal courtyard, where they've got kind of like what look like retractable kind of awnings and ups, and underneath it you see a large, what looks like a wheeled-in marble island with all of the requested groceries that you asked for. He goes, "I didn't even know what you wanted, so I brought a bunch of things out." You see like a Blackstone style griddle, a smoker, 3 grills, a water prep station, tools.
This'll do just fine. Thank you. And I will roll up my sleeves and get to work.
Is that one of those big ceramic eggs?
I have one of those too.
Don't touch anything.
I've been known
Go
to.
over there.
I've been known to flip some meat. If you need some help.
I don't care. I don't care what you do in your free time. Don't touch the food.
Okay.
As you start cooking, you see a variety of people, many of whom look like they all came from the same family, start meandering their way into the courtyard. They're smoking cigars. You can see off to one side, they've kind of set up like a roll-top bar where they've got beer and liquor just kind of flowing out of it. After you folks in the guest house get yourselves freshened up, you can join them in the main house. There's somebody waiting for you to escort you to the main house.
I'm gonna gather my things from the chest, put them all back on me as well, and then I'm gonna head back to the main house.
Corvus will reach down and grab his shotgun and pistol from the chest, holster them back up.
Cricket forgot that he had put his stuff in there, so he's like, "Oh," and he just like gets his pistol and sawed-off shotgun and his fiber.
So you do it with a shotgun. Somebody goes, "You generally bring a shotgun to dinner?"
Where else would you take it?
We generally don't bring shotguns to dinner. Where do you put it when you're eating?
Under the table.
Is someone going to kill you at dinner?
I mean, how long you spent in the Americas?
I guess about a year and a half now.
And ain't nobody tried to kill you over. Ain't nobody tried to kill you over a meal yet?
No, not generally. Who are you having dinner with?
This man has never been to a Texas Roadhouse, young Corvus.
Oh, no, exactly.
And he's like, we're in Texas.
Don't they just hand out guns at like age 2 here?
I don't know. I'm not from here.
You can borrow them at 2, but you get to keep them at 8.
Oh, okay. Well, we do things a little different down in Nolan's. Yes. You got to be able to hit the trigger. I understand now.
Cricket just leaves the shotgun on the floor. Okay, then.
Cramp. Pick that up. Don't just leave that lying around.
Picks it up. Okay.
A 1-year-old might pick that up.
I look around for a 1-year-old.
You do not see any 1-year-olds. As you get closer to the main house, you do see some younger kids. They look to be, there's about a half a dozen of them between the ages of 5 and 10.
Like,
oh no, see, these kids probably all got their own shotguns already. That's how they do it down here. You got to arm them young to prepare them for the world. See,
I just put it in my duffel bag. That's okay. I can just put it in here.
Is that like how the French give wine to babies when they're younger so they don't know how to, they don't get too intoxicated during college and stuff? Is that how that works here?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that. But I mean, with the French, they also teach them how to, give up at the age of like 3 and surrender.
That's unfortunate.
So that joke elicits quite a bit of laughter from the gathered people. Most of the people here have the same, very similar British accents, adjust for masculine, feminine as appropriate.
Now, Alex, you're not going to do like 3 or 4 different variations?
I've got 3 of them right now.
Yeah, I go get a Cockney accent going, eh? West Helms.
You do finally see a couple of people walk in who appear to have American accents, and they're chatting off in one corner with Peter. Caleb, what are you making?
All right, so I am first off. I start by setting up a cooking space, going through the tools, making sure I've got a good sense of what I'm working with here. I'm going to start by preparing some of the meat that has been obtained for me here. I'm going to assume that this is all real food.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Like you can tell, they spared no expense. It's all top shelf, high quality, real stuff. No synth food, no yeast,
no expense,
no nothing.
Yep. Awesome. So I am going to. I'm making a spaghetti bolognese with like a homemade. Everything is from scratch, so I've just requested all the raw ingredients. I'm making a spaghetti bolognese. I'm making a meat and cheese bread baked thing and a salad. I'm going to start with the various meats, some very nice lamb, some very nice veal, some sausage. I'm browning that all up. While that's going, and I'm seasoning it and I'm tasting it as I go, I'm also taking the vegetables, the tomatoes, the basil. I am making a tomato sauce from scratch. I'm preparing to make homemade pasta as well, but that's the last thing you do because of how quickly that cooks. I'm taking the bread. I don't have time to bake bread. I'm a terrible baker. So I'm taking the bread. I'm doing a nice Hasselback cut on it. I'm taking some very rich butter and cream and making... actually, I was going to make like a garlic butter, and I start that and I say that's bullshit, and I throw that out. So I actually make a garlicky Alfredo sauce, very rich cream, melt in a lot of Parmesan, drench the bread in that, and then in the Hasselback cuts, I'm layering in like prosciutto and salami and capicola, and then taking a bunch of shredded provolone and mozzarella, layering that all over it, throw that right in the salamander so it's getting real hot and crusty. That's the first thing I put out.
Yeah. Go.
People can smell you cooking, and so as people smell you cooking, everybody's kind of half watching you and like listening to you. Like this, one of the other people, what appears to be, you would guess, one of his sisters. She comes over. She goes, "What you fancy? Wine, liquor, beer?"
Coffee.
She kind of looks at you side-eyed and goes, "Righto." She goes inside, comes back about 5 minutes later with a cup of hot coffee.
Black as night, sweet as sin.
Ma'am, I'll take my coffee like I'll take my ladies American.
She goes, "What does that even mean?"
Nobody knows.
Coffee's black coffee's fine. Black coffee's fine.
She gets you a cup of coffee. Everyone else is drinking liquor and wine and beer. Hades, what are you doing while Caleb's going through his? So we've got the first course out, and now Flynn's moving on to the second.
Oh, he's espousing the fineness of wine while in between courses. If everybody else is willing to smoke some of a cigar, then he'll smoke some cigars as well. You know, he's just trying to keep it real casual out in here because he knows Flynn's doing his thing in the kitchen. We've got this rehearsed. We just,
So one of the things we have done in previous jobs is very similar to this. So not only am I super invested in cooking this really good meal, but I'm also killing time so that Hades can do a little bit of recon and intelligence to figure out what the fuck is actually happening.
Yep. It is 24/7 nonstop eyeing everything around him and the mannerisms of the people. And yeah, this is a practiced thing we do.
You'd say you can hear just by listening, all but two of the people who are there are British. The two who aren't are kind of like off chatting with a smaller group of people. One of them looks to be at her mid to late 30s, very tall, lean, very short, like pixie cut, dressed very practically, right? Like jeans, like practical shirt, like shoes look like she is ready to either go for a run or get into combat.
What is Hades pulling off the fact that there's a bunch of British people in the middle of Texas? They're not exactly welcoming to that part of the country.
So do you have either investigation? I'm trying to think of what would be appropriate. What would be appropriate for this?
Now I'm busy cooking, but can I make a similar check, investigation or perception, to like get a beat on everybody?
Can. Yep. I would say investigation or politics or underworld. Any of those would apply.
I'm going to do investigation. Also trying to not so much suss out who they are and what they're doing. That's a Hades thing, but I'm looking at, like, from a tactical layout, where we are, weapons, sensors, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh, but I'm too busy cooking because that's a 4.
A 4. Okay.
Hades got a 19.
Which one did you roll?
Why we were.
Investigation.
Okay. You know from a legal standpoint that Texas does not have an extradition treaty with the United Kingdom.
So we have gotten ourselves here into some deep shit. And the entire time I've got the Quancom open with Flynn as I'm trying to kind of like talk through this with them. And I just kind of cut up a little small talk with him and I go, so what are some fine upstanding folk like yourselves doing out here in this beautiful God's country?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the table. Yeah. I'm a fine admirer of everything that you have going on here. It is quite beautiful.
He says, well, land's cheap. And His Majesty's Secret Service would probably like to have a conversation with me. And the Texans won't allow that. Plus, given how the Texan government runs, their corruption is easy to manipulate.
That is true. Don't we all have people who want to talk with us, though? That is the name of the game. Cheers to long life and health, though.
And he raises a glass to you. So Flynn continues cooking, gets out a couple more courses, and everybody kind of grazes through the evening. A couple of people come over to you, Flynn, and pay you very, very sincere compliments on your cooking.
Thank you very much. It was all because of the quality of these ingredients that were purchased.
They tell you not to be so modest. After you get through dinner, Peter kind of looks around at a couple of his brothers, looks over at the two Americans, and says, well, shall we get down to it?
I suppose we should. Do y'all mind if I cut up a little and smoke a little while we have our conversation?
Absolutely not. The rest of his family kind of like very quietly kind of leaves the central courtyard, except for the two. He goes, allow me to introduce some of our help here. He goes, this is Tara, formerly of the 138th Military Intelligence and the United Nations' lovely all-seeing eye. She's one of the best intel wonks on the planet. This is her protege, and he points at the younger woman with her, Cassie. And Cassie's looks to be African, early 20s. She's dressed very typical Fringer. He goes, Cassie grew up in Mombasa, right in the shadow of the LG's tower, and as she was one of the people that hacked some of their external security systems. Tara picked her up when she was over there with the all-seeing eye, and she's one of the best hackers you'll ever meet.
Well, now this is an unexpected but wonderful occurrence. It's good to meet you.
And Tara, she goes, nice to meet you too. You are an interesting group.
One might say we do cut a very striking figure as a group.
Striking is the proper word.
She at that point looks at Peter and she goes, you sure about this? And he goes, no time to change direction now. She goes, right. So, Here you go. She goes, Flynn, you did the job in Vancouver, right? The Malfinia break?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you remember about that?
Oh, well. My old job to remember too much. When a job's done, the job's done. But I believe Malfina was involved.
Mm-hmm. She goes, let me refresh your memory. She brings up a hollow. She goes, Malfinia had started a new dig site at an ancient asteroid strike in South Africa, just outside of Johannesburg. Well, they stumbled onto something and nobody really knows what. They've been moving in equipment, trucks, building a base there. However, something strange happened not too long ago. They detained a couple of the people out there in Johannesburg, some of their own people. And with that, she clicks open another thing, and there's a picture of a woman, roughly 32, blonde hair, green eyes, looks pretty typical corpo. He goes, this is Bellamy Odell. She's a project manager with Malfinia, who we were pretty sure was brought in to oversee construction at the dig site in South Africa. Clicks over to another picture. She was dating a security operations specialist, Shauna Sierra. She's an old school Fringer B&E specialist, which is why Malfinia hired her. Counter theft, especially after your job in Vancouver. Bellamy and Shauna have both gone missing. We're pretty sure Malfinia detained them and moved them.
They're
Following
taking
along so far?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're taking their own, but where the hell are they taking them?
We're pretty sure they've moved them to a black site somewhere here in Texas. Run by Detention Incorporated. Private Prison Corp.
Yeah, I remember them. They're kind of all over America at this point.
They are. But, like I said, we're pretty sure Malfinia contracted them to hold them in a black site here, and we're pretty sure they're getting ready to move them soon. So the job is to break them out. Either at the site or when they're in transit. But we need them both back.
No, well, Hades, with your chopper in my truck, we could get him in transit, I think.
I believe we could. It would be a hell of a lot better than trying to take on a detention center, because this is not, the four of us is not going to just roll into that place and blow it apart.
No, and that's not what the bankroll wants. They want this done quietly. They're trying to not start a corporate war.
Oh, you have found the wrong team to be doing it quite quietly, but we'll try to keep things as quiet as possible.
By quiet as this. He goes, how about a little more background? She clicks over to another picture. She goes, this is Bellamy Odell's mother, Stephanie. She's the CFO of SST International in Seattle. And
she's quite a looker.
Sure. She goes, clicks over another one. She goes, and that is Shauna Sierra's mother, who runs the Sierra Syndicate out of Las Vegas. They've got stuff to bring to bear. Again, they're trying to not start a war. That's why they want to hire freelancers.
I suppose some extraneous folk could take interest in these girls, and where are we going to take them?
We'll give you coordinates to take them once you've got them. We'll have a place to transfer them to.
So what's the intel on when they are being moved?
I don't know. You gotta find that out.
And why do you want them?
I was hired by their families to ensure that they got returned.
Insight check. Please.
What'd you get?
5.
She appears to be telling the truth.
That unicorn dice is going over there for the rest of the night.
All right, so just so I can be on the same page here. So we are talking to the 2 non-British folks.
Yeah, Peter's still there, but she's kind of leading the briefing.
So as all of this is going on, and I'm letting Hades take the lead, I'm going to pipe up after all this is going down. So, and I'm going to look over at Peter. What's your play in all of this, sir?
I'm escrow. I'm holding the funds on behalf of the contractees. I'm here to facilitate. I'm here to make sure you've got a place to stay in Texas, a way to get into Texas, because, you know, trying to get in on your own would have caused all sorts of other problems. So, my job, get you into Texas, give you a place to stay in Texas, and ensure that if you need weapons, equipment, or anything of that like, while you're in Texas, make sure you've got access to it.
Cool. Do we know anything about where this black site is located, or that on our to-do list as well?
Somewhere near Sonora, we think. But we're not sure.
What kind of intel resources do we have? Do we have some satellite eyes? Can we do some scan? Do we just have to do footwork?
Sure. I mean, you've got a couple of things. So one of their ops directors is not too far away in Houston. He runs a lot of basically their version of Con Air. Detention's headquarters is actually in Dallas. So you could always try there. And then, of course, there is where we think the black site is, near Sonora, and you can stake that out. All kind of up to you.
All right, so I think what we should do is probably get the raw data from our benefactors here, and then the 4 of us can retire and make a plan together.
I'm quite good with that. I'm just sort of understanding that Sonora is quite a ways away from where we are at, is it not?
Depending on how you take it, I mean, figure from where we are right now, as the crow flies, probably. Whoops. About 300 miles.
Now, is that around or through where San Antonio used to be?
San Antonio's still there-ish. I mean, you wouldn't have to go through San Antonio. I'd cut through Austin if I was you.
Yeah, okay. So not much has changed since the last time I have infiltrated this place. And he lets that hang just a minute. I mean,
doesn't change much.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's the good, though, because that gives us an idea. Yeah, I believe I'm going to make it a nightcap. And gentlemen, if you would like to join in a bit, it'd be nice to see you. Peter it was, right?
That's right.
Nice to meet you. We'll talk again here in the morning now.
And with that, Peter bids you adieu. He goes, of course, have the run of the place. Liquor's over there. Cigars under the counter. And if you need anything, just holler. Somebody will come.
He'll take another one and a sifter up to the guest house.
Same.
I mean, if it's all right with y'all, I'd like to stay in my truck.
Well, let us at least talk before we go to bed, sir.
Of course. I don't. Just something about this place don't feel right.
There's many things about this that don't feel right.
Yeah, I feel like we could get into the truck and have our conversation there.
away from prying ears, so to speak.
So as we get to the truck and we get in there, I'm gonna first look to Corvus and say, what's your scans telling you? You think we got any bugs in here? Think we're clean to talk?
Oh, give me a few. Let me run some numbers on the old crow's nest here. Just give me just a second. And Corvus runs up to the front and he's looking at his glow and he's running some tabs on the computer in the driver's seat. Everything seems clear. It didn't look like, I mean, they didn't do anything inside. They may have done something outside, but nothing popped up on my scans either. So I might have to take a deeper look before we hit the hay tonight. But I think we're good.
All right. Well, I don't know about y'all, but this job smells pretty suspicious to me.
I mean, we're in Texas. Everything is suspicious here, isn't it?
True.
You were saying, young cricket.
You don't think they're who they say they are?
I'm sure they are who they say they are. I just don't think their motivations are what they say they are.
Does that matter?
Fair point.
I mean, it's a big payday. I mean, we're getting a lot of souls for this, right? I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not really all about the souls. You know, sometimes it's good to just have good work, right? You know, and Flynn, I like working with you. You know, this Hades guy, I mean, seems all right. Seems all right. Cricket, short pants over there. I can give or take, but you know, I mean, he seems nice. He seems fine. Clean. Now that he's clean.
All right, so we don't have a lot of intel on where we have to go to do this. What do we think our best play is? Do we take a stab in the dark at where we think the black site is and hope, or do we want to try to grab some intel?
I mean, we have a black site hacker that we were just introduced to. I feel sure for the right motivation, she could at least track down something, some satellites, some intel for us.
I mean, I wasn't going to offer this, but I mean, if it's for the good of the team, I'll sleep with her.
Yo, everybody else starts laughing for a second, and he goes, "But you know, that's actually not the worst idea I've heard today." I mean, it's one way that we could do it.
Going to Texas was probably the worst idea you've heard today.
Well, you know, I didn't hear the thing until we touched down, so you know, it's we're all learning together today. I think if we can get, I think two things here. I think we get our hacker lady to do whatever she can do with the mumbo jumbo stuff. I don't understand all of it, but you know, we see what she can get us in terms of pictures, and what kind of range does this have? This fine piece of machinery here.
I mean, it'll take where you want to go. Right. I mean, right quick for the most part is heavily armored, radiation armored. I mean, it'll take what most of the waste to throw at it. So, you know,
I think we might have ourselves a little expedition then. We can stay in this for a while. We could probably get any more possible things that we could need from our friends here in our European delegate. There's goddamn United Nations going on in that house in there. It smells, but you know, I think that we could get it there.
That's just the fish and chips. That's you know, that's just the fish. That's, you know,
fair enough.
The vinegar.
Fair enough. I think we need to recon though, so I think if you can sweet talk our fine hacker lady and see what she can do for us, I think we might be able to get a little more insight into what we're doing.
Well, I mean, I may have spoken a little highly of myself. My game, so to speak, is not necessarily is not top shelf. So if one of y'all has a little more of a what you might call a golden tongue, so to speak. That might be a little more preferable.
I vote Cricket then. He's the one with the golden tongue out of the four of us.
Yeah, the downside of that is when he opens his mouth, when he closes his mouth, you can see half of it. You can see half that tongue right there. The missing teeths.
I could put him in the off league. They're just a little big.
Yeah, we got Mike to Corvus. We got Mike to break it up.
You broke him.
We broke him.
That's good.
We could just ask for help before we try to seduce someone we've just met.
Oh, no. I mean, I agree. We could just ask. I'm just saying, seduction is certainly it's on the table. It should be on the table as an option.
It's not shelved. What you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. We've unshelved the seduction option, and we have left it on the table.
Fair enough. What else do we know about this place, Flynn? It's been forever and a day since we've been back here, and the last time we were here, we went by boat and we were in and out within about 2 hours. So,
I mean, Texas is a shithole, but it's got decent chili.
now fair enough.
I mean, I know the basics about where we're at. I don't know too much about detention itself.
So, again, investigation or underworld would be appropriate here.
What, to know something about detention?
Yeah,
Okay.
and or the area you're in.
Well, let's see what the dice tell us now.
Yeah,
That's actually
my
not
investigation's
terrible.
only a 9.
I got a 20. Total 20.
Which one?
Not a natural,
Did
just
you-
a total. Investigation.
Underworld or investigation? Okay.
My underworld is 13.
Sorry, say that one more time, Cricket.
My underworld is 13.
Okay.
I got a 21 on investigation.
Okay. Excuse me. So here's for Hades and Corvus, which you get out of your investigation rolls. Detention Corp is actually based in Texas. They have their primary offices in Dallas. They have a field office in Houston, another one in El Paso, and another one in Corpus Christi. These guys are the largest provider of private prison services on the planet. And they are known for being particularly shady. They don't really have scruples. Corps will frequently use them to very quietly snatch up anybody who's going against them and hide them in the prisons. And once they're in the prisons, detention sells the labor for making everything from, low to medium end furniture all the way out to, sundry items like soap, laundry detergent, things like that. That's where detention makes a lot of their money. The rumors are they've got a series of black sites all over the world, which are prisons that aren't on detention's official map. It wouldn't shock you to hear they got one somewhere out in the middle of the Texas desert. Again, they've got a field office not too far from where you are over in Houston, and their main headquarters is in Dallas. And then for your underworld, Cricket, you know that detention will periodically hire freelancers, but what they really like to do is hire low-level street gangs to do their dirty work for them, to do the initial snatch, so that if something goes wrong, they've got really good deniability. But if Malfinia contracted detention to take some of their own employees into basically detain some of Malfinia's own employees, something funky is going on.
Corvus looks up from the monitor bank in the driver's seat and kind of walks back into the common area and says, well, I came up with Bupkis. I still think seduction's the best idea. I mean, detention's.
Flynn's look alone was the as he was. That's all you need to see out of that question.
Seduction's the best idea.
Question. So does Malfinia, or not Malfinia, but does detention? Do they outsource their medical, or do they have in-house medical?
A little bit of both. They've probably got, at most of their big prisons, they probably use their own staff. They hire doctors, nurses, stuff like that. But they probably have combat medics and things like that for their fugitive recovery team. That's another thing detention makes a lot of money on, is bounty hunting. So they have what they call their fugitive recovery agents. And basically the corp cops and the Metroplex cops can contract detention to find fugitives for them. So probably mostly in-house with a little bit of contracting.
Well, they're going to be moving these girls. Very likely, they're going to have them sedated. So they're probably going to have medical personnel with them. You know, sometimes they use in-house, sometimes they outsource. So that could be something we could look into. See if maybe the hacker could look and see if detention hired on any freelance anesthesiologists or anything like that. Somebody well versed with keeping somebody unconscious but still alive.
Well, I mean, do we got anybody that can fake being a doctor though?
We all stare at Corvus.
I mean, we have an actual doctor.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
Which one of y'all's a doctor?
I used to be. I mean, I still patch people up, but yeah, I used to have a medical license. Long time ago.
That can't be sanitary.
I mean, if it gets us where we need to be.
Like I said, I could put in my falsies.
I mean, I'm shocked and appalled. To be perfectly honest, I guess don't judge a book by the cover, right? That's the saying.
Yeah, and Cricket kind of thumbs his, like motions his thumb towards Flynn and say, "Check his throat."
What now?
Nope, never mind.
Completely
Let that
fungus
fly.
free. Completely fungus free. Sure.
We haven't had enough drinks to get to that point of our working relationship yet.
I'm gonna need to tilt this handle back a few more times before I check out that particular vista.
I'm not opposed to it, but let's get some work done first.
Yeah, definitely work then play.
That was a special concoction of all of my own. Cleared it up in a day.
I believe we have a few vectors of entry into this then. Our esteemed doctor here makes a very interesting proposition. So I suggest we do a couple things. I like this seduction idea. He still points over to Corpus. I like this. But maybe start with just, asking first. Just in case.
No. Obviously, consent is extremely important. It's very important to get a buy-in, a hard yes, before you begin the seduction process.
Absolutely, and I've seen many a man in your fine areas be tased and on the floor doing the wrong kind of horizontal mumbo.
I mean, that was a hard lesson to learn, but I mean, you do that happens 5 or 6 times. You figure it out pretty quick.
You are a very intelligent man. Again, you are the Tony Stark of this group. I appreciate that.
I don't know who this Tony Stark fella is you keep talking about, and I'd appreciate it if you shut up about him.
Okay, well, I'll show you some. I'll show you some pictures later. Not that kind, but another kind.
No, I'm not into all that boudoir photography. That's not really my thing.
No. There were these old movies that were pretty good, and he was like the main bad guy.
Oh, he's a bad guy. He's a villain.
Aren't we all in our own narrative?
That's deep. That's real deep.
I've been drinking.
I gotta think about that.
But for real though, if we could get our doctor in on the inside, there is a chance that we would have a first-hand experience to this. Now we could handle surveillance over the top while our dear esteemed doctor here goes along for the ride and lets us know where our prize is in transit. Because I don't know about y'all, but I did not bring enough rockets to just blow up a detention facility. And it sounds like our financiers would just not like the more direct approach.
So we could definitely do a little bit of research. We could maybe also try to find out if there's been any local hiring. And very possibly, if we can't get Cricket into the hiring, maybe some of the people who got hired have an accident, and Cricket is a great alternative.
I mean, we could get Cricket gainfully employed once again. Why not?
Yeah.
The only thing that strikes you from your corp background is that's kind of a long thing. If Cricket's right and if the intel people are right, they're going to move them within 48 to 72 hours. So trying to get Cricket hired, that's probably closer to a 2 to 3 week process.
Sounds like we're going to need fake credentials.
I was just about to say, I think we might need to get ourselves a little fib skin, a little glam makeover for our boy here, and maybe some upgraded teeth. Because he says they're a little bit big. There's bound to be a workshop around here somewhere.
I mean, number one, I just, Cricket, you seem nice enough, but I don't think you make it through the HR interview, to be perfectly honest.
I get that. Especially when they ask about drug use, and then I take my glass pipe and light it.
Hey, by the window. Do that by the window. The air filters in here aren't cheap.
Truly. All right.
Why don't we retire for the evening? Tomorrow morning we can try to get some intel from our hacker friends, and we'll go from there.
Well, I mean, y'all are welcome to sleep here in the truck, but I mean, this is where you would sleep. There's only one cabin, and that's mine, and y'all ain't sleeping in that. So feel free to spread out on the floor. You could use that old couch over there. That love seat reclines. It's a reclining love seat, so I mean, it's big. It's a large one. But you can crash here if you want.
I'm gonna go to the guest house.
I will join.
Take a shower.
I will join our friend Flynn here at the guest house. I would not want to put our hosts out of too much that we did not trust them, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well, certainly. I mean, if you're into all that British finery, that mumbo jumbo, I mean, feel free to avail yourself of their facilities.
As we are, Flynn, you want to go snooping around the house? Or do you want to just trust it at face value and see what we can get on the other side?
You mean the guest house or the big house?
Well, we could start at the guest house and go to the big house. I imagine the guest house is bugged all to hell.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also just as willing enough to, just take it easy for the night. We'll take it up tomorrow morning.
I think we could kill some time in the guest house with chit chat that has nothing to do with the actual job, just in case.
That sounds like a fine idea.
Yeah, let's just crash.
So you head to the guest house. There's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. There are even little chocolate mints on the pillows. As you're kind of glancing through, you notice Flynn kind of laid out on the little in the smaller kitchen in the guest house. There is fresh fruit, bagels, toast, like bread, some cereals. You glance in the fridge and you see they've got a variety of different types of like milk. They've got coffee, they've got creamers, they've even left some Irish cream and some Kahlua and some other morning liqueurs there if you so choose.
Well, it's late evening at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this is kind of what you're saying. So they've kind of like, make yourself comfortable.
Now, careful now. They charge that by the bottle, sir.
I sure hope not. Well, maybe I'll just take it out of our payday. Huh?
It's possible, yes.
I don't like to drink while I'm on a job. I'll get some coffee and just take a nice shower and relax.
All right.
Kick something on the vid screen.
Checks Finder to see if there's any Joy Boys nearby.
I feel like when Cricket drinks, he leaves his mouth closed and just opens his lips and pours it into the hole, the gap in his teeth.
That's what he does. Yeah, that's how he shotguns beer.
Yep.
I mean, where you're at, you're a good 25 miles outside the city, so you could find stuff, Cricket, but you're a ways out.
Strangely enough, 3 of your hits come from inside the compound.
They're inside the room.
In Texas, I wouldn't put it past it.
This says 20 feet away.
Nope, none of that. All right, so all of your characters crash out for the evening, and that's where we will take our first break, I think.
Okay.
Let everybody do some bio. We'll be back here shortly.
Yeah, hang tight. If you are in the chat and all like that, and you're our normal watcher, we'll take about a 5-6 minute break, and we'll be back here in just a moment.
Grab a drink, grab a snack. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby.